Hi everybody, sanibonani. Welcome to my channel. Igama lami ngoNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel sifunde incwadi ebhalwe ngolimi lwethu lesiZulu bese siza la sokhuluma ngazo le incwadi. Sixoxela laba phela abanqina ukufunda nalabo abangenazo isikhathi sokuthi bayifunde incwadi. Siyaphinda futhi sibuka ama reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese siza la sokhuluma ngawo lama shows, senza ama reviews ama recaps. Bese siyaphinda futhi sikhuluma nga any other issues avukayo uma ngabe lama shows sesiwabukile ku TV. Uma ngabe oqala usijoyina namhlanje and you happen to like our content, do not forget to press the subscribe button la ngezansi bese uyaphinda futhi upressa i-notification bell la eduze kuka-subscribe ukuze phela uthole umyalezo uma ngabe umsebenzi omusha sesiwufakile. Kanjalo futhi if you want to be a member kule channel, please press the join button la ngezansi bese ulandela ama-instructions on how to become a member. Guys, namhlanje senza incwadi yethu ebizwa ngokuthi Liyoze Line Nangakithi. It's a long book, you guys. Let me see what's the last chapter. Isahluke seshumi nesishiyagalombili. We have 18 chapters to go. See? But their chapters are very short. People have been complaining that my episodes are short, but that's because the chapter is short. Then I will have to do 2 chapters a day. You know, sometimes I have to read the chapter and see how I analyze it and then give it to you, because it's impossible to give you all of the information. But the chapters are very short, you guys. They're very short. That's why my episodes are short. Sometimes my episode is like 10 minutes, and that's because the chapter is short. Anyway, guys, incwadi yethu lena ibhalwe undaba yakhe W Zulu. It's a book about the writer. So sikhuluma ngempilo yakhe umbhali. How did this writer end up on a wheelchair? It's an interesting book, guys. I didn't think about even the significance. There's so much that I can relate to when it comes to this book, because I do have a child who is on a wheelchair, and it's also because of a lot of medical things that happened to her as well. So as I'm reading this book, I'm having triggers as well, you know, when I read about it, especially in ama actions or doctor on this on this story, you guys. Anyway, so then remember, sevuliwe ikole, ingane zabuyela ekoleni. He was crying undaba because he really wanted to go back to school, kodwa akakwazi ukuthi abuyele esikoleni ngenxa ukuthi phela odokotela had made them promise ukuthi bazombuyisa olona umkhulu wakhe nomalume wakhe bazombuyisa esibhedlela after a month. So now uyabuyela esibhedlela, and he was hoping, because useyakwazi ukuhamba kana inhlunga kana lutho, he's hoping ukuthi mayifika esibhedlela they're just going to say, you know what, usu right manje, then you know you can go back to school. But when he gets there, that doesn't happen, but I'm admit. So malume wakhe kuyamshiya ke esibhedlela, and then they decide ukuthi bazomdlulisela eBaragwana Hospital, which is in Joburg. And avela be worried kakhulu ke manje na kuba ukuthi mayifika ke nomalume wakhe ezombona uyatshelwa ke indaba ukuthi uzodluliselwa eBaragwana Hospital. Yabona kube iwari manje nabo sebenayo iregrethanyana encane ukuthi bambuyiseleni because ubese right. At the same time bebengafuni ukuthi bangambuyisi kanti mhlawumbe usazogula, because uyasho na umbhali ukuthi the thing about ngaleso sikhathi is that into yodoktor bengakajwayeleki, so udoktor behlonishwa kakhulu. Bekunalento ukuthi udoktor mayesha into, you have to abide by it, otherwise uzoboshwa if ukuthi ungayenzi into udokotela athe yenzi. So that's the reason bembuyisile esibhedlela, even though bebembona ukuthi use right, useyakwazi ukuhamba, kasenayo lenkinga benayo before. And also they were scared ukuthi mhlawumbe futhi usazophinda angakwazi ukuhamba if bangamhambisi. So afike ke lana umalume mayefika kube namaphepha afanele asayiniswe wona, abe naleyo complain umalume ukuthi kodwa manje sengizosayina amaphepha ukuthi ingane ihambe ngoba kwakuthiwa uzwe etheater eBaragwana. So athi kodwa usazosayina amaphepha, akamtshelile uma wakhe, yabo nje asho ukuthi nje ma ifamily akakabi nesikhathi sokuthi ahlale nayo phansi abatshele, and here ukuthi bona iopinion yabo ithini, yabona ihamba ingane iyohlinzwa or not. Kodwa ke phela ke aphushwe indaba ukuthi asayine amaphepha, ayasayina amaphepha, axhivize nesithupha ke la fanele axhivize khona isithupha. And bephethe nemithi ethile ke nje yesiZulu, afika amnike bese amtshela ukuthi before you go to theater ke now ubokhotha lana you know in anangempela ke asaleke esibhedlela umalume ke wasayine wonke amaphepha kufanele awasayine umbhali uyakhuluma a lot ukuthi this is the time la ukukholwa kwakhe kahle kahle kuqale khona kakhulu because that's where he realize uyila ibona khona ukuthi kahle kahle akanayo control over i situation akuyona so ube enjoy kakhulu mangabe kuzofika umfundisi esibhedlela kuculwe kulokhuze kuthandazwe and it's like uye worry kakhulu emthandazweni ngaleso sikhathi leso because it's like he didn't have control ufile ngathi right manje uyakwazi ukuhamba but at the same time akanayo control ukuthi abatshela ingane akanayo control ukuthi abatshela ukuthi yazini ngiright angifuni ukuye lona angifuni ukuyohlinzwa. And also a number of times he thought about ukweqa esibhedlela kodwa futhi abuya saba ukuboshwa abuya saba ukuthi uma efika ekhaya uzofika athini uzokweqa shonephi yabo so ke and then but it was into asahlobo a transfer to iBaragwana and bathi wavalelisa bese jwayele nonesi and everyone la ewardini yakhe esibhedlela lesase Natal Spruit avalelise kahamba eBaragwana hanjiswa ilokhuzana ambulance and athi he was surprised ukuthi uhambo lwalufishane kanjani olusuka eNatal Spruit luya elokhuzana eBaragwana uthi kodwa mayifika laphana that's where la yafika khona wafila khona ukuthi ngazi ukuthi angabaleka nje nathi bekune abantu abaningi and bekunomuntu othila ngazi noma i-social worker yena abenikezwe yona ukuthi uyamphelezela bahamba fika babamba ama-queues ke baze bafike bababone odokotela and bekunodokotela about 3 vele abadila necase yakhe beze bombona esho ukuthi omunye ube nenwele nje ezimpunga and beza ke bafike bamxilonga kahle and then they decided ukuthi uyalaliswa ke eBaragwana ngoba vele uzoye theater and owayemphelezele ke aphindele lokhu uzene emuva and then unesi othatha over icase yakhe bese yamthatha emisa eorthopedic ward. This is very interesting because my daughter is actually going to go to the same ward for operation very soon. Anyway, bathi ke orthopedic ward ayolindela ukuthi ke uzohlinzwa mithi abanye abantu abalimele lana abagulayo kugcwele nje lana lokhuze nesibhedlela after like a day or two kufika odokotela ke about 3 they check ama x-rays akhe everything and then after that ke babhale la kwi-file and then bakhulume nonesi bese ke kuba ukuthi unesi uyamchazela ukuthi hayi kuconfirmiwe ngempela uzoya elokhuzeni etheater soon uyohlinzwa but no one is telling him ukuthi kahle kahle why does he need ukuthi aye theater yini futhi lena eyokwenziwa kahle kahle lokhuzeni etheater anyway ibhedlela ke they seem to be like that when it comes to your health angazi ukuthi why bafeel ngathi it's not important to tell you what are they going to do and back then I'm sure it was even more difficult and I'm sure nama limitations a language akhona because it sounds like doctor babelungu laba so then umalume comes and mayifika vele umalume ezomvakashela eBaragwana ufika utshelwa same thing vele ukuthi anoye theater uthi wayibona even ifear ebusweni bukaMalume wakhe because she just didn't understand it and ukuthi why theater at the same time akazi uzobuza bani imibuzo and athi nje umalume wakhe ehamba ila wavele waba worried kakhulu ngoba mayibona iworry ebusweni bukaMalume wakhe wavele wabona ukuthi ngempela unama reasons ukuthi naye abe worried and enye into eyenza abe worried is that ngenkathi odokotela bebhala lapha ukuthi uzoya theater unesi lo kwakuyena wamtshela ukuthi akuthi uzo theater uthi wayene worry nje in her face uthi wayinalo ungajabuli ukuthi umtshela leyo nto kodwa ubona ukuthi akana choice ukuthi kufanele amtshela ukuthi uye theater. Okay, umalume even this time uphethe amakhathakhatha ukuthi amkhothise and everything awamnika amanye ukuthi before you go to theater usebenzise le mithi lena just so phela uzoba protected and then on the day before operation kufika udoctor wesilisa just to prepare her for operation I'm shave and everything I'm clean I'm kusasa phela operation so ufanele kube ready and I'm shaver and everything. And he says ukuthi before aye theatre then wathandaza and then wasebenzisa imithi le umalume wakhe ayelokhuza ayemnike yona. And then uthe mayifika lapha etheatre base beyafika ke bamjova and then base beyamfaka ke isifonyo lesi esinomoya wokuphefumula, and then he was gone. All he remembers that all the 3 doctors that had been there ngenkathi bebuka ama x-rays akhe bebekhona futhi on this day, and then he was gone. The next thing he remembers ukuthi uvuka is in a room, uyarealize ukuthi okay sebusuku because sekuyakhanya, and but then akazi ukuthi ukuphi. And then the next thing ayikhumbulayo is just extreme pain athi bese enhlungwini lezi angazazi, and he realized ukuthi la ekhanda uneyinsimbi ezifakiwe kuyena, and nala emasayidini akhe ngathi kuneyinsimbi ezifakiwe, and esebuhlungwini naye angakaza kubona ukuthi he attempted ukuthi ayisusa, wazama ukuyisusa le nsimbi nalezi ukuthi kwangena unesi ngalezo sikhathi. Unesi wambamba like izandla, and athi wavele wamemeza nje ukuthi wayekhala ememeza ekhala ngendlela esenhlungwini ngazo ukuthi kuze kube ukuthi uyeza lo nesi ke with umjovo bamjova kwabe ngathi ziyadamba inhlombu. The next time futhi ephaphama same ubese into nje ukuthi uhleze memeza ekhaliswa ilokhuzana inhlungu. Uthi after insuku eziningi naye okuwukuthi ngendlela ayisenhlungwini ngayo wayengakwazi ngisho ukubala ukuthi sekudlula insuku ezingaka. After insuku eziningi kwabe ngathi ilokhuzana inhlungu ziyadamba, and kwaba ngaleso sikhathi la kwabe ngathi ingqondo siyabuya khona, and he realized ukuthi userumini actually with other people abaningi futhi. And then uthe maseqala ke sebuka lana sebona abantu, remember le insimbi esekhanda zisakhona nalezi, I think bathi sema on the sides emathangeni zisakhona lezo insimbi. And then realize ukuthi unabanye abantu la erumini seqala ke nokuthi akhulume, and abantu bayasho ukuthi hayi cha ususibangele umsindo for weeks now, asikwazi ngisho ukulala uhayiza, uyaxakeka yena ukuthi hawu kanti njengoba bekhala kangaka nje ukhala endlini enabantu, the way besenhlungwini ngayo bengaboni nokubona ukuthi userumini enabantu. And then umalume uyafika ke uzomvakashela. This is the first time efika umalume after operation. Mayifika umalume wakhe ngithi umalume wakhe avele nje abe shocked ngalendlela le mayembona icondition akuyona. Confused ke manje ukuthi umalume manje le insimbi ufakwe kuzona ezane, what happened. Naye futhi umalume ke is like umalume even though wayengafuna umkhombisa ukukhathazekile, but he couldn't hide it because it was like a shock to him ukuthi wayitshela nje uzofika ingane right nje bayishili right ukuthi uzothola iupdate ukuthi kuyiwe theater kwafike kwenzani, but ufika umfica kwi-condition worse kunale akade kuyona. Insimbi lezi seyifakwe ekhanda akasa understand ukuthi ekhanda bese kwenze njani because ayikho into ebi wrong kuyena ekhanda. Insimbi lezi ezifakiwe kuyena emathangeni ingane bisikwazi nje ukuhamba. What happened? And then umalume angakwazi ukucashisa like ukhathazeka kwakhe, but anyway ke ngambuza ukuthi unjani everything, and bese amtshela ukuthi kuthi uzobuyela back e-theatre after a few months. Umalume kushuthi ke agoduke kuba ukuthi uzoloyeza ke ezombona. And then bayasho futhi ukuthi after a few months, I think a month or 2, and then they go back to the hospital ngoba le insimbi lezi abefakwe kuzona kuthiwa now and then bezinokuthi odokotela beze bazoyiqinisa ama-screws kuzona, beze bazoqinisa ama-screws kuzona. And then manje after a few months kwathiwa sekufika isikhathi ukuthi manje zikhishwe le lokhuzana le insimbi. And then he goes to this mayiphela le chapter, he's on his way to theatre, he's praying, and just before Dr. Baqala, the same doctors that were there, the same time operator, just before Baqala, he decides to pray out loud, and he prays, and uthandaza omkhulu, and then he says ukuthi uyacela uNkulunkulu ukuthi odokotela njengoba bezongena etheatre bangamlimazi. And that was the end of this chapter, you guys. I can't get through this chapter without crying. Like, honestly, you guys, I think it's the saddest thing. I think we all have an idea of what has happened and what is about to happen. I've been in this similar situation, you guys. You know, when you're in the hospital, sometimes you don't know. Like, you want to make the best decision that you can, you want to trust the doctors, but they're also people sometimes, and you want to be like, no, but that is not what you're supposed to do. And I think that's what this child is at. He knows what he doesn't need this operation, but nobody's going to listen to him, you know? So he just has to trust these doctors. It's a sad story to read, I tell you. Anyway, you guys, please like the video before niphume kuyona, and please share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Nginethanda kakhulu.